Hi guys, welcome to Get Babala TV. This is where we promote African culture, traditions, and religion. I thank you all for your support, both in cash and in kind. Please, if you are new here, kindly click on the subscribe button down below to subscribe free of charge so that you don't miss anything on this channel whenever we upload new videos. And please, if you want to become one of my members, kindly make use of the join button down below to choose any categories of your choice. Being a member is a way of showing your support to me, and I pray that may Lord bless you as you do so. I share. We Africans, we should be proud of what we have. We should embrace our own belief system, and that's exactly what we do on this channel. We help you to reconnect back to your ancestral path. So, and that's why we travel around to meet with our Isheshe custodians, our Ifa custodians, and other Orisha custodians, just for us to ask them questions. And since we have been doing this, we've gathered a lot of information, and that is why we are able to share some of our findings, some of what we have learned in this practice with you guys. In this video, I am going to be sharing with you a topic which is how Ifa works. This very topic is very, very important because, as you all know, that Ifa is becoming a global practice. And on that note, it is very advisable for you guys to know how Ifa works properly. So, I am going to be making use of presentation as usual so that I won't miss any points, so that I want you to pay attention as I share with you how Ifa works. So let's get started. How Ifa works. Understanding how Ifa works. Ifa is a system of divination and religious practice that is central to the Yoruba religion. It serves as a means of communication between humans and the orishas, providing guidance, insights, and solutions to life's challenges. So you all know the definition of Ifa. So it's a system of divination, and we can even call it religious practice, because with Ifa, we get to know the existence of Olodumare, the Supreme Being, and that is why we can call it a religious practice that is central to the Yoruba religion. The Yoruba religion means that a Yoruba belief system. So Ifa is central. Ifa is the umbrella of the belief system, the belief system of Yoruba people. So Ifa is the umbrella. So it is central to the Yoruba religion. And it serves as a means of communication. So most importantly, Ifa serves as a means of communication between humans and the orishas. The orisha here in particular is Ifa. So we can communicate with the orisha through Ifa, with the use of Ifa, and we can get to know more details about other orishas with Ifa, and it provides guidance, insight, and solutions to life's challenges. So that is just the basic meaning of Ifa. So in this video, we are talking about how Ifa works, and that is exactly what we are going to be talking about. So let's move forward. So here is an overview of how Ifa works and what you need to know in its practice. As I told you, that there are some things you need to know in Ifa and how it works. So for those of you who are new to Ifa, this video is pretty much for you. And for those of you as well who already understand the system of Ifa, this video is a reminder, at least it's just for you to keep yourself updated about the practice of Ifa. So let's check the overview and what you need to know in Ifa practice. So the number one on the list is that you need to know who orunmila is. So who is orunmila? Orunmila. So if you want to understand how Ifa works, you must first of all know orunmila. You must have done your research, and you all know who orunmila is. But for the purpose of this video, let's check orunmila. Ifa is associated with orunmila. Who is this orunmila? Orunmila is the orisha of wisdom and divination. So let's move forward. Orunmila is believed to have received the knowledge of Ifa from Olodumare, the supreme being in Yoruba cosmology. That is straightforward. So Orunmila is believed to have received the knowledge of Ifa. He got the knowledge of Ifa from Olodumare, and we call Ifa Olodumare. Olodumare. So Orunmila is the grand Ifa priest. He is the grand Ifa priest because he is the messenger. He is the one that Olodumare gave Ifa to, and he is the one that speaks the message or the voice of Ifa to mankind. So let's move forward. Another thing you need to know in the practice of Ifa is Babalawo and Iyanifa. Babalawos and Iyanifas. Let's check the point underneath. Babalawos or Iyanifas are the priests, priestesses, and custodians of Ifa. So when we are talking about Ifa, we should be talking about the custodians. As I said earlier, Orunmila is the grand Ifa priest, while the Babalawos and Iyanifas are the representative of Orunmila that we have on earth today. So they are the custodians. They are the priests and priestesses and the custodians of Ifa. Let's move forward. They undergo extensive training and initiation processes to become skilled in the practice of Ifa divination. So we don't just call people Babalawos or Iyanifas. They must have been trained before you can be called a Babalawo or Iyanifa. So extensive training. And that is exactly what we do advise you guys, that you should be very careful on how you jump on Babalawos or Iyanifas on social media, because a lot of people are portraying themselves as Babalawos, most especially as Babalawos on social media. So before someone can be called a Babalawo, you must have undergone an extensive training and initiation. The initiation is very important because even though you have the training and you are not yet initiated, you cannot be called a Babalawo, and you should not practice, you should not divine. Such a person should not divine. So you have to get the training, then you have to be initiated before you can be called a Babalawo or Iyanifa. Let's move forward. They are responsible for conducting divination sessions and interpreting the messages of Ifa. So the Babalawos and Iyanifas are responsible for conducting divination sessions. So the divination is how we consult Ifa, how Babalawos or Iyanifa consult Ifa, which we call Ifa reading. So Babalawo and Iyanifa are responsible for the divination sessions. And after the divination, they interpret the messages of Ifa. Let's move forward. So another thing that you need to know on how Ifa works is divination tools. So the divination tools is exactly what we want to talk about now. Let's check them out. Ifa divination involves the use of divination tools, most notably the Ike seeds, the Okwele, and the Roke. You are learning how Ifa works. You just want to learn it. It does not mean that you have to practice, you have to divine. You just want to know how it works, which is very important, because a lot of people just want to understand something before they go for it. And that's exactly what this video is doing justice to. You know, the question may come to your mind that how do Babalawos or Iyanifas carry out their divination? They make use of these tools. The most important tools are the Ike seed, Okwele, and Iroke. Those are the three major tools that they use. There are other tools, but for the purpose of this video, we are just giving you the overview of how Ifa works. Let's check other points. These tools are used by the Babalawo to communicate with the orisha and receive their guidance. To the orisha we're talking about here is Ifa. So these tools are used to
consult Ifa, and they are used by Babalawos or Iyanifas. The next point here is consultation. You need to understand that consultation is very important and is an important thing to know on how Ifa works. Consultation, because we have to consult Ifa. So how do we consult Ifa? When seeking guidance or solutions, an individual or community visits a Babalawo for an Ifa consultation. I think that is very straightforward. So you have to go to a Babalawo. It's either individual or a group of people or a community, who can visit a Babalawo for an Ifa consultation. So that's how it works. You have to go to a Babalawo, so if you are seeking guidance or solutions to a particular problem, an individual or a group of people or a community, will visit a Babalawo for an Ifa consultation. So then what next? The Babalawo will perform a series of Ifa reading to invoke the presence of orunmila in order to get the Ifa messages through one or more Odu Ifa signs. So when you get to the Babalawo will perform a series of Ifa readings. That is the job of a Babalawo, to perform the reading in order to invoke the presence of orunmila, who is going to give the Babalawo an Odu Ifa or more than one Odu Ifa to explain or to reveal the problems or to guide the person that is seeking guidance. So the Babalawo will perform a series of Ifa reading to invoke the presence of orunmila in order to get the Ifa messages through one or more Odu Ifa signs. So another point is this divination process. Divination process. So we have already explained what consultation is. Then what is the process? What is the process of this divination? Let's check the points. The Babalawo uses the divination tools to create a pattern or sequence of marks called Odu Ifa. When you get to a Babalawo, the Babalawo will carry out the divination, and during the process of the divination, with the use of divination tools, a particular Odu Ifa will come up. So that is exactly what this point is talking about. The Babalawo uses the divination tools to create a pattern or sequence of marks called Odu Ifa. Definitely you must have been seeing this online. You must have been watching how Babalawo divine. So let's get to that point. Each Odu has its own specific verses, stories, and interpretations associated with it. So we have 256 Odu Ifa signs. Any of these signs can be revealed to attend to your problems, to reveal what you need to know about your problem, and to provide solutions to your problem. So each Odu, I told you we have 256. So each of these Odu has its own specific verses. There are uncountable verses per Odu Ifa, and there are stories and there are interpretations associated with each Odu Ifa, which the Babalawo will reveal to you and will chant it and make you to understand the solution to your problem. Let's move forward. The Babalawo will receive the relevant verses and interpret their meaning in the context of the individual's questions or concerns. So when you go to the Babalawo will recite, will chant the verse of the Odu Ifa and will interpret it in the context of the individual. So you are coming to Babalawo, the Babalawo will reveal the verse and will chant it to align with your concerns and with why you are with the Babalawo. And this is exactly what the divination process is all about. So let's move forward. Guidance and solutions. This is another point, is what you need to know. Let's check the point underneath. Based on the interpretation of the Odu, the Babalawo provides guidance, advice, and potential solutions to the individual's issues. So Ifa works to guide you and to find solution to your problem. In fact, this is just the summary. Ifa works to provide solution and to guide you. So based on the interpretation of the Odu, the Babalawo provides guidance and will advise, and the potential solutions to the individual's issues will be revealed. Let's check other points. This may include recommendations for offerings, rituals, or changes in behavior or actions to appease the orishas and bring about positive outcomes. So Babalawo will recommend offering. Offering is very important. The offering is to appease the orisha. It could be Ogun, it could be Oshun, it could be any of the 401 orishas that we have. So the Ifa will reveal the offering to offer. It could be that you have to offer sacrifice to orunmila, which we call Ibofa. And as well, this is very important, from the revelation of the Ifa reading, it may be revealed that you should change your behavior, which we call Iwa in Yoruba land. So it may be revealed that your lifestyle, your way of life is not good, that you should change it. Offering of sacrifice, this is very important as well. Offering of sacrifice is another point on how Ifa works. So let's check the point underneath. The act of making offerings and ebo sacrifices as prescribed by the divination is an important aspect of Ifa practice. So it is highly very important when you go to a Babalawo, but in most cases, there must be a need for you to offer sacrifice to a particular orisha. So when you need to understand that Ifa works by way of offering of sacrifice. So one of the ways on how Ifa works is offering of sacrifice. So you have to understand that when you go to a Babalawo, you may be asked to offer sacrifice to a particular orisha. So let's check other points. So these offerings aim to restore balance, harmony, and align the individual with the divine will. So this offering, so you may be like wondering what is the need for this offering of sacrifice. So these offerings aim to restore balance, harmony, and align the individual with the divine will. So, however, Ifa divination is a complex practice, and it is a system that requires deep knowledge, experience, and spiritual connection. So you need to understand that Ifa divination is a complex practice. It's very complex, and that is why for someone to call himself a Babalawo, he must have undergone an extensive training, and he must have acquired the skills. So Ifa divination is a complex practice, and it's a system that requires deep knowledge, experience, and spiritual connection. So not just any other person will come out and call himself a Babalawo. Such a person must have acquired enough knowledge, experience, and spiritual connection. This spiritual connection is attached to Ifa initiation. You may have the knowledge, but do not have the spiritual connection. So what will connect you spiritually is the Ifa initiation. So I want you to understand that. It is equally regarded as a sacred practice. Ifa is regarded as a sacred practice and is held in high esteem within the Yoruba tradition and belief system. So Ifa is highly important to us in Yoruba land, and it is held in high esteem in our tradition and belief system in Yoruba land.
You are welcome back. I hope you have learned something meaningful in this video. Thank you very much. Next time, I'm going to come up with another topic to help you in your spiritual journey. Thank you and get a better life.